It's going very well, and it's tremendous to see him back out on the practice field. Haven't got a lot out of Dre since the Alabama game, so it's fun to have him out there. First day he was out there, there were 21 guys operating at one speed, and Dre operating at his speed, and his speed was pretty fast because he is fast and plays the game quickly, but because he had fresh legs too. We're taking a very smart approach to getting him prepared for the first game in the first season with his history of injuries, and we want to make sure we put a healthy Dre Greenlaw on the field.
Will you have scrimmage at all Saturday?
Coach B hasn't made that decision yet, so until he tells me, I'll wait and see.
After you went back and watched the tape on Saturday, was there anything that stood out to you that we didn't talk about with you on Saturday?
Well, I'd further emphasize that we tackled extremely well. We'd like to have our missed tackle numbers at less than 10 a game, and we played roughly 137 snaps, so if you half that, we were about 8 missed tackles for the game. We missed 16 for the scrimmage. First time out, that was really pleasing to see that take place. We had some busts that surprised me a little bit, and I think the lesson learned from that was first time out there playing a scrimmage is like the first time under the lights, and you can get a little bit too excited and a little bit too hyped up, as the kids would say, and forget to have your eyes in the right location and your mind where it needs to be every single snap. So the fun thing about this group is they're a very mature group, and I think they understood that quite quickly, and I think we'll see a significant drop in the busts this Saturday.
Assuming it's Dre and John there for 2 inside backer spots, how's the depth kind of break down behind them? How do you feel about the other guys?
Still figuring it out. Very pleased with Grant Morgan. I think everybody that was there on Saturday certainly noticed him. I think Gio, I don't want to say necessarily he surprised us, but he made plays. Now there's a fine line between making too many mistakes and making plays. A guy shows up and makes plays, you can try to figure out how to get him on the field. But if he's making too many mistakes, he's going to get you beat too. So we got to continue to bring him and D. Walker and Kyrie Fisher. We got to bring the rest of those guys along and really find out who our 4th, 5th, 6th linebackers are. They can be interchangeable. So it's not necessarily just the Mike or just the Will. We need to find out who's 4, 5, and 6 as we get closer towards the 31st. Yeah, he is, and has the mindset to be that way. I'll let Coach touch on that at a later date.
The SEC looks to be a lot better at quarterback this year. How does having Austin on the offense, how's that helped the defense so far?
We would have won a lot of football games with the way Austin Allen threw the football yesterday. He was on the money and threw a lot of balls that you couldn't play as a defender. And if he can play like that all season long, we'll be in every ball game because of it. I think it's a great opportunity for all of our guys to improve on a daily basis, not only because of the arm that we see, but because the intelligence that he brings in his checks and so forth. He's not going to put the offense in a bad situation. We're not going to get any gimmies or freebies because of that. So we're going to have to earn everything it is that we get as a defense with him on the practice field. It's a great advantage to us.
Does Rossler just come right back in as first-team linebacker, or y'all kind of have that wide open?
Well, I wouldn't say it's wide open. We're repping Randy Ramsey at both sides, so he's getting both razor and hog work. Certainly, Carl jumped in there and took reps with the ones. Gabe Richardson, based on personnel groupings and health of our team on any particular day, has got reps with the 2s and 1s as well. So, those are the 3 primary guys that are giving us the depth at the hog spot, and Dwayne Eugene can come over and play it too based on nickel packages and so forth.
A good punter, obviously, can really help the defense. What have you seen from Blake Johnson? How confident are you he'll be a good punter for you guys?
he was in it pretty good the other day. And I think, for a punter, for you to feel good about a punter, you want to know you have a guy that has the mental toughness to hit it well, no matter what the conditions. A guy that can hit it on an ideal day is one thing, with very little pressure and just standing over there punting. But can the guy hit it when a rush is coming, when it's an SEC game, when there's a lot on the line, when it's rainy, when it's windy? And you won't truthfully know those things until you get in the season. But I think he's hitting it very well in training camp. And yes, I have had my eye towards that direction when he's hitting it.
Well, what's been the progress in the defensive line, particularly nose tackle?
They're coming along nicely. I think in training camp, it's cyclical when guys get a little fatigued. It can be on opposite sides of the ball. There could be a day maybe that the defense has the upper hand because they're in a little bit fresher leg mode than the offense, or vice versa. I think that happens with different position groups as well, based on how hard the coach is working them or what he's done drill-wise. So I think there's been some days that they've been tired. When they've been fresh, been really pleased with their advancement and what they've shown us this spring, even or this fall, even from this spring, what we saw at the end of it. The nose guard position is a vital spot because of the ball starting right there with the center and controlling that center. If an offensive line is able to get blockers up to the second level, you're going to pay for it. And having a nose guard that can control that center as well as a block and get off that engagement and make plays will be important to our success, as well as turning into a pass rusher. And that's one of the things, as you get a little fatigued, doesn't show up as much. So, we'll back off here in the next couple of days after today, and hopefully we'll have a fresh group on Saturday, a day that will be a great judgment of where we stand with that position group.
T.J. Smith is still holding down the first team.
He is, and we're pleased with TJ. He's added some weight that has helped him at that spot. He's got good footwork and always plays hard, and because of that, he'll make plays from the backside, just running things down. I feel good about both ends when it comes to that, hustling and making plays down the line of scrimmage.
And Brett, he was a walk-on in Iowa, got a scholarship. He really stresses that here. You got some guys in your 2D that either were walk-ons or are walk-ons. What's your take on how Brett's built up as a walk-on?
I think he's done a tremendous job for it. I think there's great pride in the University of Arkansas in the walk-on history. Kevin Richardson and Reed Miller, both in the defensive back room, have provided great playing time and production to our football team. So I think any time that you can foster that growth with kids and get production when you're limited to 85 scholarships, it's a very, very positive thing, not to mention what it does for other guys. And it's always fun to see the rally of a team when a scholarship is awarded to somebody like that, who's doing everything else that everybody's asking, but he's writing the checks to be able to do it instead of getting paid for it.
What was your reaction to last night's news of you guys getting stuck on the elevator?
Didn't really think twice about it. We were in a team meeting room waiting for him, and I went to work on stuff that I had to do. In traveling to different hotels throughout the season, I bet 2 out of every 3 years I've experienced that a team has got stuck in an elevator. It's usually because they're late to a meeting and they're trying to get extra bodies on the elevator, and the elevator won't hold it. I didn't really even bat an eye about it. I knew they'd come out all lathered up and sweated up, and if there was anybody claustrophobic in there, it was probably a mess.
Was it mostly your guy?
There was 4 in the DB room that were on there. Of course, the little guys tried to hold the big guys off when the late charge came as the doors were open, and had very little success getting that accomplished.
You were a defense coordinator, I guess it was about 20 years ago. How have things changed? It seems like the coordinators, they're almost as big as the head coaches used to be. Obviously, the money's changed. Being a coordinator in this league, what's that like?
I know head coaching aged me, but it wasn't that long ago. that I was in that position for the first time. I think the game overall has changed with the finances that are generated and everything associated with it. And I think this particular league is a league that recognizes the value that's associated with it and pays the going rate, if you will. Lot of responsibility and pressure to perform that comes along with the title. And here in 2017, that's what you got, and that's what you're expected to go out and accomplish.
This is 2006, right? What did I say?
Usually 20.
Oh, I'm at 10.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get it right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, Paul, Brett showed off his daughter to us a little while ago. Just your thoughts on Brett the last 6 weeks that you watched him?
Yeah. You got to see her before I did. It was fun to see her when he came up for the first time. Got a lot of hair, doesn't she? Pretty girl. Fun to see him. This is in my opinion, as a father of 2 grown boys and a guy that sat in his chair. Fun to see him go home. Brett loves to work. He loves to keep everything organized and in line with his program. He loves to go the extra yard. He leaves no stone unturned. And when it comes to whether it's a 5-minute team meeting or it's the organizational structure of a practice 3 days from now, he's prepared and organized and ready. He still is, okay? But he's getting out of the office a little bit at the end of the day and having a chance to go home and spend some time with her and Jen, and that's fun to see. I hope he's able to keep that up as we get into the season and keep things in perspective in that nature.
I know you focus on your guys, but you've gotten a chance to look across the other side of the ball, watch the back of the quarterbacks, and see how they're progressing.
I think they're playing very well, okay? And certainly I'm not in the room watching their tape and breaking them down, but my simple statement would say that their play's elevated from the spring. I think competition is the mother of all learning, and they've got it right now at that position, and 2 guys are battling hard, and I see them performing on a daily basis.
Any more questions for Coach?
Thanks, Paul.
Okay.
Thank you.